Good morning, everybody. Oh, God. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I knew there had to be caffeine in that coffee you got, so I had to prove it. Good morning. My name is Scott Wagner. I am the city councilman representing the 1st District at large for Kansas City. And this is a beautiful day for so many reasons. And the first question I know everyone has is, how did you get such good weather? We did pass an ordinance last week establishing today as nice and 75 this morning. This is a great morning, not only because of the weather, but because of what we are celebrating and launching today. We are launching Invest Northeast. That starts a new $250,000 redevelopment program for the historic Northeast neighborhoods. And I should add, and I'll go into later, it's much more than $250,000 now, and it's going to continue to grow. I want to especially thank my fellow council members who are not here today, but I do want to recognize them. Councilwoman Jan Markison, Councilman Jim Glover from the 4th District, and Councilman Jermaine Reed and Councilwoman Melba Curls from the 3rd District. I recognize them because well, number one, we are in their area. Number two, because we would not be here without their help today. What allowed us to start this were some dollars that we were able to find in a refinancing of the Century Tower development, which is just down Independence Avenue. And we took that opportunity to see if we could use those dollars that had helped Northeast once and see if we could use them again. And my colleagues in the 3rd and 4th District agreed with that approach and sponsored that approach, and they are part of the reason why we are here this morning. This is a partnership in so many ways, not even among government agencies, but among the community, many of whom are represented here today. Northeast Alliance Together, or NEAT, because it is a neat acronym, is very much a part of why we are here. That organization, led by Leslie Kaplan, who we will listen to or hear from shortly, is made up of neighborhoods and service agencies across these neighborhoods. And they, like many of you here today, are all about trying to make Northeast better. And without their assistance, we would not be here. But you may be wondering again, why Northeast? Why did we take this time, as we have over the last 2 years, to get to this point today? And it's really all about commitment, a commitment to this area, to see it get better. It is about the opportunity to use funds that were in the community already and use them again in that same community. And it was about asking the community, what do we need? What needs to be accomplished? And we identified both neighborhood needs and business development needs, all of which are encapsulated in this plan that we are unveiling today. I might add, as I said a moment ago, we started with $250,000. We've grown it into much, much more. Actually, by now, that $250,000 has become about $800,000 in our community, represented by a number of investments, some of which you'll be hearing about here shortly. But it includes a $150,000 Creating Sustainable Places grant. It includes business loans from Justine Peterson. It includes the urban renewal areas that have been established now in Indian Mound neighborhood and in Likens neighborhood to go with the ones that are currently in Scarrett Renaissance, Independence Plaza, and Pendleton Heights. But there are many phases to this program, as I've alluded to, so let me go through just a few of them so you can better understand what it is that we're talking about. First, we have the Northeast Business Growth Initiative, which provides business owners and aspiring business owners with scholarships for business-related classes. And we have that assistance from KC SourceLink, as well as the KCMO CDE. We have had 2 students already take advantage of these scholarships, and I want to recognize Vanessa Eichhoff, wherever she is. There she is. Vanessa is already one of our students who has taken advantage of three classes already. And there are many more that are available for her and for others. But she is someone who, as I understand it, has moved back into the Northeast area and wants to start a business from here. And we encourage many others to do that, and we will continue to encourage many others to do that through that program. I don't know if Carmen DeHart or Maria Myers are here from UMKC. Oh, they're back there. It is through their help that we have been able to do that program. So thank you very much, and we intend to send many, many, many more people your way. Next, as I mentioned, we did our urban renewal area in Likens and Indian Mound. For those who are not familiar with that, and again, this is a program that is already available in Pendleton Heights, Scarrett Renaissance, Independence Plaza, and I forgot to mention earlier, the Forgotten Homes neighborhood. You can receive a tax abatement if you are a property owner and you reinvest at least $5,000 in those properties. That is a way for you to be rewarded for the commitment that you are making to your home and incidentally to your business. And this is a program supported by the Economic Development Corporation of Kansas City, and I believe Bob Long is back there. So for those who are interested in how that program works, they can see Bob today and pretty much every day when it comes to this program. As I said, all of them will be available if you have questions for them later on. And next we have the Northeast Microloan Program. Justine Peterson, the second largest SBA microlender in the country, will provide loans between $2,500 and $30,000, give or take, right? Give or take, to new and existing businesses in the historic Northeast. And that funding was made available through $30,000 for the loan loss reserve necessary for the SBA program. And so that $30,000 will unlock a microloan pool of $300,000 in the Northeast area. Almost a half a dozen historic Northeast businesses have already benefited from this program, including Giselle's Bridal and Event Decor and the Downtown Child Development Center, who I believe may be here today. And if you are, would you raise your hand? If not, we'll find a way to hunt you down. So that's all right. But this is part of the overall microloan program that we are doing throughout the city, and it is making a difference as it already is in Northeast. And finally, we want to talk about our special Northeast Targeted Minor Home Repair Program. The city will provide grants for minor housing repairs to eligible historic Northeast homeowners within a targeted area. The targeted area is approximately a 100-block area, 3 blocks north and south of Independence Avenue between Benton Boulevard and Hardesty. And the repairs can include projects such as roofing, window replacement, and exterior paint. And I saw Stuart Bullington out here from our Neighborhoods and Housing Services. There he is, department, and he can answer any questions that you have about this program. That's a mouthful, and that's a lot of stuff, but we're not done yet. And so let me introduce to you now Leslie Kaplan, who is, in addition to being president of the Northeast Alliance Together, is also president of the Scarrett Renaissance Neighborhood Association. And she could talk about, and she will talk about, how we've organized all these stakeholder groups to bring us this day today. So Leslie.
Great, thank you. NEAT was formed as a catalyst organization, bringing residents, businesses, nonprofits, and city officials together to draw attention to the historic Northeast community, to serve as an advocate for economic development, and to seek resources to revitalize the community. We sought and received a Creating Sustainable Places grant for $150,000. And under the leadership of John Fierro and David Stadler of Mattie Rhodes Center, we worked primarily with Eldorado Architects and other great contractors to review existing plans, to conduct additional research, and then make recommendations for implementation. The city has been a significant partner with us by recognizing the synergy that was existing in historic Northeast, and the initial results of our partnership are going to be present today when we do some unveiling. Thanks to the members of the NEAT Marketing, Signage, and Building Preservation Committees, and Michael Bushnell and his staff from the Northeast News, we have a logo, website, wayfinding signs, informational materials that will be distributed to residents, and a couple less dangerous homes in historic Northeast. And we are positioned to apply for additional funds that will allow us to implement additional goals of the Invest Northeast plan. Northeast Alliance Together is just that. It's an alliance. It is people working together to support each other's efforts in an organized way to bring about change and improvements within historic Northeast. We have taken many small but important steps up to today, and will continue to move forward with the help of many people. In particular, I want to thank Councilman Scott Wagner and Carrie Tyndall, who is the assistant to the city manager, for the leadership they have provided us all along the way. And I want to thank each of you for your role. Thank you very much. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Leslie. You know, she did something I should have done at the first. I'm kind of embarrassed that it was Leslie who did it first, but I do want to thank Carrie Tyndall and Eric Roche, who's somewhere. Eric, where are you? There you are. You know, it takes a village, as the saying goes, and for me, it took the hard work of those two every week when they would come in and explain, here's where we're at. I just can't thank the two of you enough. I never will be able to thank the two of you enough. Unfortunately for them, they're not off the hook. We still have meetings coming. But I think you all being here justifies their time, because they've put in a lot of it and will put in some more. So again, thank the two of you. As Leslie also pointed out, we have a number of things that we will be showing and doing show and tell for this morning. We have the website that is up and running right now thanks to the Northeast News. That site again is www.hnekc.com, and it will provide further details on all these programs that we're talking about today. So be sure to check it out. Again, it's www.hnekc.com. And now I need to make a few more special recognitions. And first, I'd like to recognize the Mattie Rhodes Center. John Fierro, once again. You can't get enough recognition, I know. But it takes administrative partners to help move all of these things forward now that we've launched them. And the Mattie Rhodes Center has taken a primary position for that. They are providing the administrative resources to oversee and shepherd this process on all these different programs. And so we've recognized John and David Stadler, who's not able to be here today. Again, a special thanks to Michael Bushnell and the Northeast News, including Art and Creative Director Kirsty Mulligan, and I saw her, there she is. They help develop our website and print materials and helps us promote these programs. They put in a lot of hours to design and prepare them, and so we want to thank them for all of that help. We also have a new community-supported logo to represent the historic Northeast. We mentioned the wayfinding signs, the brochures, the website, all of these things. Well, you have to have a look for that. And that look was developed through a community-supported process and designed by our very own Brian Stalder. Brian is also, where is Brian? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. There he is. Brian is also the president of the Indian Mound Neighborhood Association, so again, another way of pointing out that this is the community coming together in so many ways. But through this crowdsourced, community-driven logo design process, we were able to create what we're about to show you. And the logo that we're about to show you is on our signage that will be going up in at least 14 different locations, if not more, in the Northeast area. It appears on our brochures. It appears on our website. That way you will know that we have been there. And so at this time, I'm pleased to unveil the wayfinding design concept using that logo. And here's where things can go wrong. So Carrie, why don't you come up here? There are a lot of moving parts, wind and signs and so on. So here we go. There we go. Logo, an example of the signage. So these, and this is only a mock-up for purposes of today, but you'll be seeing more and more of these signs, more and more examples of that logo all over the Northeast area. Our desire is to bring the Northeast together in a way that sends a message to everyone who lives there and everyone who comes to visit. The historical character that the Northeast enjoys, but we're moving ahead, and this is one more example of that. So even though we have done all of these things, we will continue to secure more funding in future years for more signage and more signage that's consistent with what is downtown. Now, there is one thing I haven't talked about, and that's why we are in front of this today. And that is a very important aspect of what we are trying to do with Northeast. We have many, many dangerous buildings throughout the Northeast area, and you can count them in the hundreds in a lot of cases. But we are starting our renewal here because this will hopefully send the message of what we hope to do over the next several months. The money that we have identified for Invest Northeast will allow us to do about 3 or 4 buildings just like the one behind us. And we're starting today with one of our land bank properties, as it's one that the city owns, so we need to do something about it, and that's why we're here. But I'm very proud to announce that this is just the beginning of our focused effort to address dangerous buildings in the historic Northeast. I have been told by our city manager, Troy Schulte, that next year the historic Northeast will be a targeted neighborhood for dangerous building demolition. What that means is that the 3 or 4 that we start with through the dollars we have identified will become at least another 100 over the course of the next several months and into next year. In this way, we hope to make the Northeast a little bit safer. We hope to make a greater opportunity for those who want to have those properties, either to build their own housing or as part of a side lot that they may have. But this is only the beginning. And so with that, we're done with our formal announcements this morning. I want to thank you all again for being here. I want to thank all of our partners for being here. Now we're going to shuffle, I think, down the street a little bit because they make a lot of damage with one of those machines. So here, help me with this countdown, if you will, from 10, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.